Shall we start by chanting from the first, sir?
Just be quiet.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. All right. It is now, I think we are on page number 100, isn't it? Because we finished, didn't we finish all the akusalas as well? We finished the niyata.
In fact, you were questioning us about the chitta and the chaitasikas.
Yes.
That's what we were doing.
Yeah, didn't we finish the first section on it?
Because I've been highlighting every thing that we were doing in the book. So I have highlighted 95.
I think Monday we were to start on 100, but as she said, we started on questioning and are still in 95. Yeah,
Okay.
I can remember.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was questioning you about the chitta chaitasikas and the numbers, yeah?
Yes, correct.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. Right. So then let us get back to the questioning, and I will unmute all of you. If you are in a noisy environment, please mute your mic. But if you're not, keep them unmuted. Right? And let me come up. All right, page number 95, meaning the akusala chittas, right? We will brush through them. I hope that all of you have been able to revise, taken the time that I have been a bit sick to sort of revise, and of course got help from Dhamsiri or anyone else to sort of catch on. So also I had to thank Dhamsiri. Dhamsiri, thank you very much, and Mala, thank you for sort of coordinating everything. Dhamsiri's Dhamsiri's secretary, normally because. Right, so thank you very much, Dhamsiri and Mala. All right, so Shriyani, how are you feeling now? Are you feeling more confident with the numbers? I can't hear you, Shriyani.
Muted.
All right, so let's start with Dil. All right, Dil is busy. Samantha?
Oh, yes, Bhante, yes.
Samantha, so we are going to start off with just going through the unwholesome, right?
Yes.
Unwholesome, Samantha. So the unwholesome universal, Samantha, how many consciousnesses does it arise in?
In the unwholesome, there are 12 consciousnesses, 8.
Wholesome universals.
Sorry?
unwholesome universals.
Oh, sorry, unwholesome universals. Oh, right.
What
Okay.
we are looking at is we are naming the Chetasikas, and we are going into the number of Chittas that we have.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. So in the unwholesome, you have the universals, you have all 12.
Right.
No, you have universals, yes, up to 12 plus 7.
Yes. So you have all 12. So unwholesome
Plus
universals
7,
clear.
and it goes all the way up to the, oh, no, that's, yeah, 12 plus 7. Yeah.
Samantha, you've got it.
Yeah. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, good, good. I'll keep quiet now. Yes, that's it. That's it.
All right. So we have the unwholesome universals, which is clear. Unwholesome universals arise in all unwholesome consciousnesses. Then we go on to greed, anoma.
Yes, Bhante.
How many the greed Chetasika arises in how many consciousnesses?
8.
Correct. Thank you, Anoma.
In all 8. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now we go on to lettuce. Lettuce.
Okay.
Lettuce, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. Lettuce.
I can hear you, Bhante.
All right. Lettuce, how many consciousnesses has the wrong view in them? Wrong view Chetasika?
Bhante, is it the akusala ones? Unwholesome ones?
The unwholesome, it is the unwholesome ones. So how many consciousnesses have wrong view in them?
4.
4, correct.
4.
So the 4 lettuce?
The ones with the Dittigata Sampayutta
Correct.
ones.
Thank you very much, lettuce. Moving on to conceit. Conceit, Nihal, can you do conceit, please? Nihal? Or Buddhika? All right, maybe they're not there. Hemamali? Hemamali?
Yeah, I can hear you, Bhante. Conceit always goes with ditti gata vipayutta.
Okay, and that is it. Okay, correct. So how many?
4.
Thank you very much, Hemali. 4. Dittigata Vipayutta. So we have 4. That is, remember, this is quite easy in the unwholesome category. Remember, there is no need to look at the wholesome at all, right? You only need to look at the unwholesomes and just know which part of the consciousness or the type of consciousness, and then you can just easily connect it. Then we go into the dosa chatukka, right? The dosa chatukka, Devika.
It's in the akusala, ones 9 and 10. The last 2, I mean, in the where you have the wait, let me tell you, it's number 9, because those are the one moment. It's the unprompted. It's the Patigha Samprayutta.
So the consciousnesses which are rooted in hate, isn't it?
Hate, correct.
Wonderful. Good.
In hate, and also the other one, the 10. It's it's associated with displeasure and aversion.
Displeasure and aversion. So you can just basically say the dosa rooted consciousnesses or the hatred rooted consciousnesses. Okay?
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you, Devika. Then we go on to sloth and torpor, Padma.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, Padma, sloth and torpor, Padma.
Sloth and torpor, you get where there is from whether there are prompted consciousnesses,
Correct.
Topa, and in the unwholesome, there will be 4 in the greed section and 1 in the hate section.
And 1 in the hate section. Correct, Padma. Thank you very much. Right. So altogether, there are 5 consciousnesses. Right. There are altogether 5 consciousnesses. Right. Lakshman.
Yes, Bhante.
Lakshman, doubt.
Doubt is in number 11, delusion.
Delusion.
Yes.
Correct. Well, do you remember the Pali word Lakshman? If you do.
Unfortunately, no, Bhante. I only looked at the English words.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Moving on to the beautiful. Right. Moving on to the beautiful. Chamari. Are you with us, Chamari? Yes. Chamari, so we are now focusing on the beautiful. The first class of the beautifuls is, as you would know, the beautiful universals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how many consciousnesses have or associate or arise with the beautiful universal consciousnesses? The beautiful universal Chetasikas.
I'm unclear about the question, Bhante.
So now currently looking at the Chetasikas which are named the universal beautiful Chetasikas, right?
So there are 25 universal beautiful Chetasikas.
All right. Can you tell me what are not included in beautiful?
All the unwholesome ones.
Okay, so there are 25 Chetasikas, correct. But the beautiful universals are only not 25, but how many?
19.
Correct. And these 19 are called universals because why?
Because they arise in all of the beautiful consciousnesses.
Correct. And how many beautiful consciousnesses are there?
24.
24. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or 24 consciousnesses. So what don't you take? There are 24 beautiful consciousnesses. So those of you who sometimes forget the number, so 89 minus the 12 and what's the other number that you minus?
18.
Correct. Thank you very much. So then there are altogether how many did you say? How many consciousnesses?
31 to 89.
Right. What is the number summary that you mentioned?
I said wholesome consciousnesses 24.
Oh, so that is wrong. No. That is wrong, Chamari. I'm sorry. Yes, beautiful sober consciousnesses are 24, correct. But in this aspect, Chamari, you must know something that all of you must note is if one is asked, according to context, if one is asked how many beautiful consciousnesses, you must include
all of the others.
Everything that you meditate with and the path and fruition as well.
I see. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
58
as well. So then how much is that altogether?
58.
Yes, 89 minus 30.
31.
58 or 59?
Yes, 58 or 59.
59.
58, I think.
59.
59.
All right. Plus the.
Thank you very much, Chamari.
Thank you.
Then we move on to the abstinences. Right, we move on to the abstinences. Abstinences, Miri, can you help us out? Miri, are you with us?
Hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so it's abstinences are in 31 to 38, and they will be also in the supramundane consciousnesses. So it will be 82 to 89.
Yeah. Shall we name the, not in detail, but the section and what type of consciousness without the number, please?
Yes. So
Yeah.
it will be in the beautiful chittas.
Okay.
They'll be in the beautiful chittas.
Chittas?
That is the wholesome,
Yes.
sense sphere, wholesome, beautiful chittas.
Yes.
So they'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
Plus it will be in the supramundane chittas.
Yes.
That is both in the path and the fruition ones.
All right. Wonderful. How many in total, Mihri?
16.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mihri. Right. Who hasn't answered anything? Pushpa. Right. Pushpa. All right, Pushpa. Pushpa, illimitables, Pushpa.
Illimitables.
Illimitables. What are the illimitables, Pushpa? First of all,
The Satara Brahma Virana.
Not Satara, not the four.
3 of them.
2.
2 of them.
Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha. It's
Amudita only.
Upekha and Mudita.
Upekha. Is it Upekha and Mudita? No.
No.
Where is Upekha? Can anyone else answer? Where is Upekha? Or what is the name that Upekha has within the Chaitasikas?
Tatra Majjata.
Correct. Tatra Majjata. Thank you, Dil. So, so Upekha and Metta. What is the name for Metta?
Is compassion.
Adosa.
Not in English. Adosa. Correct.
Adosa.
Yes. Adosa.
Sorry.
Right. So then, what do we have? We have Karuna and Mudita. Pushpa.
Yes.
Okay. Only Karuna and Mudita. So then, Pushpa, will you be able to tell us then what are the consciousnesses with Karuna and Mudita, the 2 illimitables?
The supramundane ones and the fine material.
Lakshman, when you speak out loud, we can hear you, Lakshman.
Sorry. Sorry, Bhante. I was talking to myself.
I know. All right. So, Pushpa.
Yeah.
The last Pushpa.
So it's starting from beautiful consciousness.
Starting from the beautiful, which section do all 24 beautiful have Karuna and Mudita?
No. 8.
8. What are the 8?
Sense sphere, wholesome.
Can you tell me why, Pushpa?
Sense sphere, wholesome.
Okay. Tell me the other section that has it.
There is a sense sphere functional ones.
Correct. Thank you, Pushpa. Sense sphere, so the sense sphere functional and sense sphere wholesome, right? Yeah. So, of course, there are more. We will come to that. But before we move on to that, now, it is not, as you can see, it is not in the great resultant, right? Only the wholesome and functional, Pushpa.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why? What is the common ground between these 2 sections of consciousness?
Non-greed, non-hatred, and non-delusion.
Correct. That is one of the commonalities. Tell me the commonality relating to this question.
Sorry.
This specific. Does anyone else know the reason?
They are only in the supramundane wholesome chittas.
No,
And
no, Devika, we are still in the beautiful. I'm asking.
sorry.
I am
Sorry.
asking why the illimitables appear in the beautiful wholesome as well as the beautiful resultant. I'm sorry, beautiful functional, not in the beautiful resultant.
Can I say something?
Of course you can.
I mean, I tried to find this out, and it said that it is because those are very active and the resultants are not active enough to have those, but I don't know whether it's a correct explanation.
Well, that is the base. Yes, I mean, but I don't know. Where did you get that from?
I think from this book, I think.
Okay.
Maybe from, there's another book that I keep looking at. I can't remember what it is, but.
Okay. And I won't say it is 100% accurate, but I mean, it has the gist of it. Can anyone else try?
Is it because it's a...
Namsiri? No.
Oh, okay.
Namsiri, be quiet.
Bhante, this is Chamari. So I'm wondering whether it is because they would be rebirth linking consciousnesses and...
Correct. Thank you very much, Chamari. That is the reason why. Because now listen, because the resultant consciousnesses help in the process of rebirth linking. Right? Do you understand? Now, when you now take the word illimitables, right? Illimitables, boundless. It is a moment of consciousness when you are actively radiating or emanating this kind of consciousness. Right? This kind of power. So that is done, it is an active process, right? That cannot be done as a resultant. Just because you were good yesterday, you're not going to be good today.
Yes.
Right? That is the reason why. Have we got it, Pushpa?
Yeah, thank you.
Right? All right. No, Pushpa, you're not off the hook as yet. What is the section? What is the other section?
With limitables, illimitables, we have
function.
Up until the
up
until
end. Fifth jhana.
Up until the fifth jhana, meaning up to the fourth jhana, we have the illimitables. Right? We have the illimitables there. All right. In total, how many consciousnesses then?
28.
28 consciousness. Thank you, Devika. Thank you, Pushpa. Moving on. Wisdom. Now, who has not answered? Nihal, are you here with us? Nihal Buddhika? No. Shriyani.
Yes, I'm here, Bhante.
Oh, okay, Nihal, can you do the wisdom for us, please? Can both?
I'll try, Bhante. I think the wholesome, where the self-sphere, beautiful, wholesome, where there is knowledge, the wisdom will be there. So that's how I try to remember it.
Right.
So, which means 4 of them in wholesome.
Yes. And
similarly, in the resultant, there are 4 with knowledge. So therefore, 4. It will be 4 with wisdom.
Correct. And
moving then in functional, again there are 4 with knowledge.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's 4 again.
Yes, correct. And
then in fine material, I think all with knowledge.
Correct.
So
material.
Up until the end.
What is one?
Then fine materials, functional again, all have them got wisdom.
Correct. And
the immaterial sphere and supramundane.
Yeah.
Again, we'll have all of them.
Correct. Can you tell us the final grand total?
47.
There.
47.
So I
think
is it
47.
79.
I think the book says 47. Sorry, I couldn't. Yeah.
12 is
Yes,
35.
it is 47, right?
Yeah.
It is 47. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Nihal and Buddhika.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on. Page number 100.
Okay.
All right. Now, page number 100. Now we have done one of the techniques of division, or rather understanding the connection. How we have since today, we've been looking at the Chetasikas and then connecting the Chittas to this, and then seeing how many Chittas there are, right? Now, in this other technique, right, let us read through it. All right. 36 factors arise in the supramundane, 35 in the sublime, 38 in the sense-sphere beautiful, 27 in the unwholesome, 12 in the rootless. According to the way they arise, their combination they are in is fivefold, right? Now we are looking at, what we are looking at is now, we are taking the Chittas and then seeing what are the Chetasikas that fall to it, right? What are the Chetasikas that fall to it? Now, unmute all of you again if you are in a... Right. Now, I hope by this time, by this time, we should be able to remember the consciousnesses and the Chetasikas by heart.
My God.
Right? By heart. Did I hear?
Oh
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
When we were younger.
Right. But so by this time, we would be knowing when the traditional way that we would study in Burma is, by this time we would have memorized the whole book and then start the chapter of Abhidhamma.
Old Swabhinasa.
Right? So the whole book meaning, you see now in this chapter, I just read 36 factors arising. So you find that Pali stanza there, right on top. So that is the work of the Abhidhamma Sangha, right? All the rest, the explanations in English are all the explanations that Bhikkhu Bodhi, Venerable Narada, and a couple of other bhikkhus who have written this book. No, not Bhikkhu Bodhi. This is Silananda. Venerable Silananda has added into the sort of to enumerate on the Pali, right? So a proper student of Abhidhamma, right, or in the traditional sense of studying it, only has to know the Pali, right? So when you know the Pali, you will know how to enumerate upon it, right? So I hope that you will maybe take the incentive to maybe learn just the Pali, right? And then be able to, with the Pali, to explain it. Don't shake your head. You all, there are professionals here, right? You all have memorized things in university and all of that, right? This is
never been to university, so I can be excused.
All right. So, all right. So now let us look at the first chitta, right? Dhamsiri, can you tell us do you remember the name of the first chitta, Dhamsiri?
Supramundane first jhana.
The book says you have to start with the supramundane. Are you talking about first chitra from unwholesome?
Yeah, we are not going to start with the supramundane. We'll start right from the beginning.
Okay, all right, okay.
We'll start right from the beginning.
First chitta is greed-rooted,
yeah,
unwholesome, with accompanied by joy, associated with wrong view, unprompted.
Unprompted. All right. Now, unprompted. That is right. Now, let me see if I can share my screen.
So, you are talking about the karma vachara kusalsi.
Yeah.
Unwholesome.
So we are talking about the unwholesome consciousness now. Dhamsiri stated with the name of the consciousness. The Pali is Somanasa Sagata Dittigata Sampayutta Asankharika Chitta, right? Asankharika Chitta. It is quite easy to actually memorize the Pali. You just basically you need to memorize, I think, 6 terms. It is Somanasa Sagata, Upe Sagata, right? And then you have Dittigata Sampayutta, Dittigata Vipayutta, right? And then Sankharika, Sasankharika. So 2.
Yes.
If you memorize 6 terms and understand the flow of it, you know the names of all the consciousnesses of the unwholesome 12. Right? You know, that is basically it. It is not difficult. Right? So, and also because most of you all have roots in Sri Lanka, most of these terms are also things that you are used to.
Yeah.
Right? Most of these terms are terms that you are used to. Now, Dhamsiri, shall we do the first one, Dhamsiri?
Yeah. First one is the unwholesome greed-rooted.
Yeah.
So first one will have, of course, universal 1 to 7.
Yes.
Which is always there. Then you have practically all what do you call the occasionals. All occasional. That means altogether it's 13 chaitasikas will be there.
13.
Right? Yeah, and then when we move to unwholesome chaitasikas,
yeah.
Then starting with 4 universal there, and then you have, because it's greed rooted, you have greed.
Yeah.
And then because it's associated with wrong view,
yeah.
you have wrong view there.
Yeah.
And then because you have wrong view, there's no conceit. Because conceit and wrong view never occur together.
Yes.
Right? And then conceit, then yeah, that's all actually, because it's greed rooted, so you don't have hatred.
Yeah.
You don't have sloth and torpor.
Nothing of that.
Oh, you don't have sloth and torpor. The reason is it is unprompted. Sorry, it is unprompted. Yeah.
It is unprompted. Correct.
Unprompted. So because unprompted, the sloth and torpor will never happen there.
All right. Thank you, Dhamsiri.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Did all of you get the idea? I hope so. Now I am. Right. So, so I have put on the screen, as you can see, right? I have put on the screen the Chetasikas, right? The Chetasikas. Now, this is actually to make it easy. Now I told you that we must have the Chetasikas and the Chittas in our hearts. No, right? I think by now we do. I think all of us do understand. All of us do understand and know the meanings of the consciousnesses, right? We do. Is there anyone who doesn't? Can you raise your hand up or use one of the emojis to signal to me that you do not know some of the meanings of the consciousnesses?
Oh, can't remember.
Right? Actually, not some. You should actually know all the meanings because we have gone through them, right? So then I guess that all of you do understand or do know the consciousnesses that are there, right? So may I ask you to close your book?
Oh. Don't know by heart.
Right? No, you only need this Chetasika chart, right? You only need this Chetasika chart, right? So, and look at the screen. Right. So the second consciousness, the first one is Somnasaga Ditthigata Sampayutta Asankharika. The second consciousness is Ditthigata Sampayutta Sasankharika. Right? The only difference is the first one was unprompted, the second one is prompted. Right? The second one is prompted. Now trust me, please don't look at the book. Right? Look at the screen. Right? Now, let us go through the Chetasikas. Right? Let us go. If you have any trouble seeing the words, of course, then you can open your book. This is, I think, page number 79. Right?
79.
But don't look at the connection, the chart connecting. Just look at that page. Right? You will be doing yourself injustice if you are looking at the chart because you will not be forced to learn. Right? So we look at the second consciousness, which is Somnasa Sagar Ditthigata Sampayutta Sasankharika, right? So the Sasankharika should obviously, then what do you think? It's obvious. Should obviously have more Chetasikas. The first one had 19 Chetasikas. The second one should have more Chetasikas for sure now, right? Because why? The only difference is that this Chitta is one that is prompted. Right? Now let us look at, because this is an unwholesome consciousness, on your screen or on the book, if you have turned to your book, if you see, you forget about the beautifuls. Everything beautiful, don't look at it, right? You only look at, can you see my mouse moving?
Yes.
Yeah. So you, obviously the universals have to be there. Do we agree?
Yes.
Yes. Right? The occasionals also are there.
Yeah.
Right? The occasionals also in this instance, they're all there. Why do you think they're there? Now, initial application, sustained application, decision, energy, desire. Devika, give me an example of an action that is done by the second consciousness.
Out of the occasionals is
no. The second
consciousness is the Citta.
The Chitta, right?
Yes.
Give an example. Remember,
like you want me to say out of the Akusala Chittas, can I say the second one?
Second consciousness is Akusala, is Somanasa Sahagata Ditthigata Sampayutta Sasankharika.
Sasankarika.
Give me an example of an action that is done through this consciousness.
The number 8, the initial application.
No.
Or test. No.
No. Okay. Pushpa.
Sorry.
Pushpa. Give me an example, Pushpa. Don't be sorry. It's okay. I remember you were not in this class. Pushpa, unmute your mic. Yeah.
Sorry, Bhante, what was the question?
Give me an example. So, okay, I'm going to give an example for the chitta, that the first chitta. So,
Okay.
if Somanasa Sagata, it's a Sampyutta Asankarika, not prompted.
Yeah.
Right? A boy steals an apple.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
now
it.
I know.
Now, okay, I'll come back to you. But Pushpa, now give me an example of second consciousness.
Is it the boy steals an apple? Or is
Yeah, you can say that, no, anything you like.
sense fear, unwholesome, greed rooted?
No, I want you to give me an example. Now I gave an example for the first one. Give me an example for the second one.
Right.
Forced to steal
It should be something prompted. The boy would ask somebody to steal an apple.
And the boy does it on the instruction.
Is it prompted?
No.
With instruction.
Let's be a little bit more clearer.
It has to be prompted. The second one is sense fear, unwholesome, wrong view, and prompted.
What is the meaning of prompted? What is the meaning of prompted, Pushpa?
Prompting somebody to do the unwholesome thing.
Someone prompts you, or you do it after deliberation.
Yes.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then put that into the example. Anuma?
Bhante, yeah.
Yeah, give us an example.
For the same thing?
Yeah.
On the same thing? Yeah, somebody's stealing something, and like he's being asked to do it, like he's being forced to do it, prompted.
Yeah. So boy steals an apple after thinking about it a lot, or a boy steals an apple after being asked to do so by his friend. Whatever.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, it just has to be prompted, something that instigates a thought. Right?
Yeah.
Now, thank you, Anuma. Now, occasionals. Now, let's have that example in your mind, right? A boy steals an apple, being prompted to do so, right? Initial application. Is it there?
Yes.
What is initial application?
No.
Apply your mind, or the mind is directed towards the object, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah? Good. So then what is the object in this case?
Easy apple.
Correct. Right? The act of stealing the apple. That the apple is the object. Sustained application.
Yes. Yeah. Think about it.
Yes, you have.
Thinking about it, you're pondering on it, or you're aiming, how do I do it? What do, all of this sustained application, right? Or the continued thought of stealing. Right? The continued thought, because the thought must continue in order for the process to happen, isn't it? There are so many things to think about, right?
Yes.
Then, decision. Is decision.
You make a decision after thinking about these things to steal it.
Somewhat. So the decision, remember the Chaitasika decision is a little tad bit different from the decision of a lingual, right? The decision, the lingual decision is coming arriving, finalizing a thought. Right? Chaitasic decision is applying the mind to that quest. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's
application here clearly. Right? Shirani, are you with us? Are you? Yeah. Do you get it? Yeah. Please follow along. Huh? Follow along and contribute. Yeah. Energy. What do you think about energy?
The virya.
Yes.
There must be an effort to steal the
Effort.
apple. Right? Right? Now, this is the way that you think. Right? This is the way. Then zest.
Yes. Out of it.
Out of zest, you know, thinking about eating the apple, how juicy the apple is, how beautiful it is, the purple feeling.
Is enjoying it.
Right?
Enjoying.
Desire.
That's the final thing to do it.
Because of the lobha, the greed, attachment towards the apple or whatnot, right? The desire that you have towards it, right? So then, that is the reason why the occasionals, 6 occasionals are within it, right? And then we come at the unwholesome universals. The unwholesome universals, there are 14. Because it is universal, it will arise in all, the unwholesome universals are 4, right? Because it is a universal, it will arise in all the
everyone. All akusala.
Right? Right. And now then we go down to the unwholesome occasionals. Right? Now it is, what is the root of this consciousness?
Greed.
So then should or should not greed be there in this consciousness?
Should be there.
It should be there.
Yeah, it should be there.
And then wrong view. Right?
Yes.
Now somanassa sahagata dittigata sampayutta, meaning that ditti or wrong view is there. Yeah? You think there is nothing wrong in stealing. I deserve, you know, you know what I mean? Right? Because of that wrong view is surely there. Right? Then what about conceit?
It's not.
No. Conceit is not there.
No.
Yeah. Because they are opposites.
Because
wrong view and conceit have different, opposite meaning. So if one is there, the other one isn't.
Yeah.
Do we agree with that? I think agree with that?
No.
No, conceit is not.
Oh, there's no conceit. I don't think there's conceit.
Yeah, there isn't conceit.
No conceit. Because
no conceit.
No. He's willing to do it. No, like if he has conceit, he won't do it. He won't think of it. No.
No.
He'll think of it.
He's been prompted, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mala.
When you're trying to steal something, there's no conceit.
When you're trying to steal something, there's no
conceit. There's a wrong view, but there's no conceit.
Okay. Why?
It's been prompted.
Because conceit is something which thinks I'm the best of all the people and thinking too much of oneself. And it has nothing to do with stealing.
Influence.
Okay.
It is prompted, right? If it's prompted and it is influence.
Any other thoughts?
Bhante, it explain in some other place actually. Both wrong view and conceit they are very strong chaitasikas. Because they are too strong chaitasikas, they never in the same consciousness. That's the explanation given by one of the books, actually.
The reason for that strength, Dhamsiri, do you know?
It's the intention. It's the strength coming from the wrong view.
It is the object.
Yeah. Okay.
It is the object that makes it, whether it's greed. Now, for example, now in this specific example, we focus on an apple, isn't it?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now conceit, then what is conceit? The conceit is the attachment towards the 5 aggregates of clinging.
Oh.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Right? What are the 5 aggregates of clinging? All to do with this body and mind. In greed, what is the object? The object is something
else.
Right? Something external. Right? That is the reason that conceit and greed, right, does not arise in the
wrong way.
I'm sorry, wrong view, does not arise in the same consciousness.
Oh, okay.
Right? It's the object. In the Patthana, just for your, just to sort of, name drop, this is called the Adhipati Pachaya, right? This is called Adhipati Pachaya, the law of predominance, right? The law of predominance. Now, what about hatred?
I have a question.
No.
A question? Who, Lakshman, was it you who has a question?
No, Ruchindra.
No, Bhante.
No hatred, Bhante.
Yeah.
Bhante.
Yes, Niha.
Sorry, perhaps taking a step back, but can we clarify conceit and wrong view a little bit more, please?
A little bit more.
Yes.
So conceit, okay, conceit and wrong view. Now, when greed is existent, right? Now both conceit and wrong view in this aspect arises based on a greed rooted consciousness, right? So the greed is there as a base.
Yeah.
Right? Now, when this greed is existent as a base, right? Now, because there is wrong view, meaning if Dittigata Sampayuta, because there is wrong view, right? And because the object of the action is something external, right? Because the object of the action is somewhat external, because of this reason, right, the conceit does not arise, because when conceit arises, it is a more internal endeavor. Internal meaning to do with the attachment one has to the Panchupadana Skandha or the 5 aggregates of clinging. Right? Or the 5 aggregates of clinging. That is what we have to say about it, Nihal.
Okay. All right.
Right? The 5 aggregates of clinging is Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. Right? Materiality, sensations, perceptions, mental factors,
Formations.
mental formations, and consciousness, right? And consciousness. So that attachment, now you see in that attachment is everything to do with the Nama and the Rupa, right?
Yeah.
Nama and the Rupa. Here the attachment is towards an apple and stealing or getting that.
Yeah. So in that situation, the mind is more driven by the attachment to those 5 features rather than realizing that as a wrong view. Is that what you mean?
No.
No.
Specific reason, the mind is driven by that apple.
Yes.
Asava, lobe.
Now, for example, sometimes when we put our wellness and well-being aside and we work, right?
Yeah.
What are we for the money or whatever it is, whatever reason it is for? Now that is more greed with wrong view rather than conceit, right? Now let us say we are trying to work for the title or something which is to sort of pump up this conceit here. There is conceit. Do you get it?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah?
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes.
All right. Moving on. Then hatred, envy, avarice, worry, sloth, torpor, doubt. Why are these not there? Or rather, sloth and torpor is, right? Why are the rest not there? Right? Now, hatred, envy, avarice, worry. Right? That is one, we call it that the dosa chatukka. Right? The 4 set of those. Right? That is all to do with hatred.
Yes.
Right? Now, what about then doubt? Why isn't doubt there?
That's to do with delusion.
Because that's to do with delusion. That is to do with delusion, right? If doubt is existent, you will not be able to enact an operation.
Yes.
Do you
to
get
steal the apple.
It is a state of limbo between 2 decisions or 2 sort of actions.
Yes.
Yeah?
Whether to do it or not.
Yes, whether to do it or not. Moving on to the third consciousness. Right? What is the third consciousness? Somnasa Sahagata.
Dittigata Vipayuta.
Sampayuta
Asankarika.
Asankarika Chitta. Asankarika Chitta, right?
Asankarika, yeah.
So Somnasa Sahagata. So still the boy is with joy. Right? Dittigata Vipayutta. But knows what he is doing is wrong.
Yes.
Right? Asankarika, right? Asankarika, out of habit, maybe. Right? Out of habit or just spontaneously. Right? That is another word that you can use. Spontaneously. Right? Without deliberating or thinking about it. He steals. Right? Now this. Now what are the Chaitasikas that would arise with this consciousness?
Greed.
Okay. Shall we go from the top?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, everyone look at the screen, please. Right.
So the 7 universals will be there.
Is there.
Yes. So 7
universal is there.
Occasionals.
Under
yes, there should be an initiation. Yeah. All there.
Oh, yeah.
All the occasionals are going to be there.
Yeah.
So then 7 plus 6, 13.
13.
Right? And then the unwholesome universals.
Yes.
4.
Yes.
It is universal, so all of it is going to be there. Right?
In the wholesome.
Right?
Delusion.
So 13 plus 4.
17.
17.
And now the unwholesome occasionals. Okay, now everyone look at this, right?
Yes.
Right? Now greed, will it be there?
Yes.
Yes.
Greed is going to be there. So 7
yes.
times 18, right?
Wrong view will not be there.
Wrong view will not be there. Why? It's
It's unprompted.
Unprompted.
Right.
Asankhari.
Then
conceit.
No, because
conceit.
Ditthigata Vippayutta, so
Right.
conceit.
Slow down a bit and, you have a bit of teamwork. Yeah.
There won't be hatred.
Yeah. So now greed
will
be there.
Yes. And mana will be conceit.
Devika.
No wrong. No wrong.
Shall we all just relax a bit, please?
Okay.
I know it's exciting, but let's relax. All right. So greed is going to be there, and wrong view because it is it is not going to be there.
Not going to be there.
Is conceit going to be there?
Well,
yes,
it should.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Conceit is going to be there, right? Conceit is going to be there, and then hatred.
No.
No.
Envy.
No.
Not there.
No.
Avarice.
No.
No.
Worry.
No.
No.
Sloth and torpor.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Why is that?
Why do you have sloth and torpor?
No, this is asankharika.
This is asankharika.
Asankharika. Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
understand.
Sloth and torpor is
Not there.
not there.
Not there.
Doubt.
No.
No.
So then shall we count that? There is 13 plus 4, 17, 18, 19, and that is
all.
It.
19.
That is it. So 19 Chaitasas arise with the third consciousness.
Third consciousness.
Too many consciousness.
The third
19 mental
Mala,
factors.
Yeah.
Bhante, you said in the last example that the greed, the mana and ditthi can't be together because the object is different. Because with mana, the object is within you, and with ditthi, object is outside.
Yeah.
But now in this example, the boy is stealing something. And why is there conceit? Because there's no object inside. There's no conceit there.
So if we then go a little bit more deeper, right? If we go into a little bit more deeper. So just for the both of you now, because both of you are studying from the same place, when one of you talks, you just have to mute the mic. That is it. So you don't have to close it. No, you don't have to close it. You don't have to close it. So that is muted so Mala can speak, right? All right. So if we go a little bit now, this is an important one, right? So everyone listen, right? The agenda of attachment, right? The agenda behind the attachment, right, is what creates this difference now, right? Now, in the first place, when I told you it is the object, right? It is the object. But is it the object which is wrong? No. It is the agenda that drives us towards the object that creates the difference. Now, in this case, when there is no wrong view, right? When there is, when there is wrong view, right? When there is wrong view, what happens? Yeah, guys, listen, don't comment, right? When there is wrong view, right, in the consciousness, it is somnasa sagata, ditthigata vippayutta, asankharika, right? When it is a ditthigata vippayutta consciousness, right, the agenda behind the attachment upon the object is now different.
Different.
Is now different. What is that difference? right? Now, the reason that drives the action, right? The reason that drives the action is something which is entirely your need. Do you get it? Right?
Yeah.
Now, why I mentioned that Patthana, the Adhipatipacha, is the ability. Now, two of these things can arise. Now, we know within a greed-rooted consciousness, right, conceit can arise, wrong view can arise, as well as Chaitasikas, right? As Chaitasikas, conceit and wrong view can both arise. When this differentiation happens, when one overpowers the other, right? When one overpowers the other, that overpowering happens when the agenda in mind that drives you towards the object now differs. Before you had the wrong view, right? Now here you did not have the wrong view. At the non-existence of wrong view, the mind still wanted a reason to continue the action. And that was wholly now coming to power is what I want. I want what I want, right? Like that spoiled brat, right?
Yes.
I want what I want. I want it at the time that I want. Putting your intention or your whatever that you need first, right? So from my first definition, go a bit deeper now, add this into that definition, that agenda that drives you towards the object. Got it?
Is that what's meant?
Sorry?
Sorry, Bhante. Is that, in other words, means prompted?
No.
Unprompted.
Nothing to do with prompted.
Unprompted.
Bhante, is it because the first one is jnana samprayukta, this one is viprayukta?
Jnana?
No,
because the third one is somanasa sahata ditthigata viprayukta.
Yeah. Now just take this example, right? Take this example sometimes, right? Now all of you cook at home.
Do this.
Right? Or now listen to this example. Now, all of you cook at home. Now let's say that one person is cooking, or whatever it is, right? Some days you put a little bit more effort. Some days you really don't want to cook also, but you're pushing yourself. Right? You're really pushing yourself. Some days you really do want to do something and you put extra effort and care and all of that. Right? Now it is the same action. It is the same action, but the driving force of the action of that same action is different, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Is different.
Yeah.
Likewise, in this consciousness, when it comes to conceit and wrong view, like the cooking, right? Now, in your mind, you know that you have days that you really want to cook and you make something special, or sometimes you just, the same thing that you cook, you take more care to sort of make it tastier, right? But some days, the same person who enjoys cooking, some days doesn't feel. So you have the potential for both, right? But
yes,
can you have both at the same time? No, right? You cannot have two driving forces. One has to drive. When there is no wrong view, right? And when there is wrong view, right? The driving force now differs. With wrong view, the wrong view is the driving force. It's no problem. I can steal. I pay taxes. Why can't I take this? Right? And then when the wrong view is not there, the driving force becomes the conceit. Because something must drive it.
Okay.
Right? Something must drive it. That is that balance of adipati. Right? That is, even in our spiritual paths, sometimes there are days you really want to do it for Nibbana. There are days sometimes you're just doing it to sort of calm down and just sort of chill out a bit. Right? It's somewhat like that. The driving force differs. Yes, Samantha.
So is that the same, Bhante, as saying that you do something knowingly and willingly?
Knowingly.
So if you do something knowingly, with knowingly, or you know what you're doing, so without the wrong view, right? So that's knowingly. You know what you're doing so you're not without the wrong view, and then you're doing it spontaneously, like willingly. So if you do something knowing what you're doing, and like I know I'm going to steal this apple and I want to steal it, and I'm willingly doing it, then I have a bit of arrogance, conceit with it. Would that be the same way of thinking it that way?
That it is not the same way, but what you said also applies. Right? It is not the same way, but what you said, that is the driving force.
Yeah.
Right? That is a part of the driving force that we are speaking about.
Yes, the driving force. Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, so the driving force dictates whether it's conceit or not, isn't it? Is it?
The driving force dictates, yes, it does.
Yeah.
All
thank
get
you.
Pushpa?
Yeah.
Did you get it, Pushpa?
Yes. Yes, Bhante.
Yeah? Okay. Are you sure?
Yes. Yeah.
Shivani? You get it as well? Or are you having some doubts?
No, I'm picking up slowly. I'm picking up. Yeah.
This point that we discussed now.
Yeah. Yes, I do understand. Yes.
Okay. Good. Anyone has a problem?
Bhante, sorry, I'm still on the square one. So, in the example where there is conceit and that's been the driving force, would that not be a kind of being prompted in your head to do that action?
No, that's a subtlety of it. That is a subtlety. That is where this anusaya, right? That is within our true potential. Do you get what I mean? Right? No one there is no need for promptitude. This conceit is very much within us.
Right. Okay.
Right? That is, so it is more to do with the latent tendencies then. There is no sort of regard to promptitude in this. Promptitude literally means whether you are instigating or you're thinking about it before the action happens, or whether it spontaneously happens.
Okay. Right.
Whether it spontaneously happens. Now, for example, let's put aside stealing, right? Let's put aside stealing. Let's take even in your own house, gluttony, right?
Yeah.
Right? Even in your own house. Now, it is not stealing, right? But you have eaten your dinner and, all of that, you're still craving something more, right? Now, there is no stealing there, right? But there is the attachment, the greed there.
Yes.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Right? So even that, right, so there is no necessity for promptitude or unpromptitude. There is no, just put that aside, right? This is about the overpowering balance between wrong view and conceit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. So I want to leave you with on that, right? I don't want to do anything else. I want to leave you on that. think about it, read the book, right? Look at what the chitta is, look at what the chetasikas are, right? And in the same way, let's continue to do the rest of the consciousnesses in this way, where we get you to, of course, do your graphs and all of that, but keep those aside, right, during the time, because this is actually the way where you actually like impinge on the right way to sort of look at the consciousnesses and the chetasikas together, right? So think about it, come back if you have any questions regarding whatever which is happening, So thank you very much. Also, I hope that you have all received the email regarding Charlie's talk on Saturday. Charlie's talk on Saturday. You can, I think I've also WhatsApped you, some of you. So please do send it to friends and family and all of that who would be interested to join in. I have received a couple of people sort of ask, does this have any connection to Buddhism? It does actually, right? Because in the postures with regards to sleeping, so it is mindfulness of dream and sleep, right? With regard to the postures of sleeping, the Buddha relates to mindfully sleeping, right? In the Theravadin context, we do not take it any further. We talk about going to sleep mindfully. Specifically, we talk about the posture of sleeping, right? But it seems that in the Tibetan tradition, they take it a step, they talk about it and have made it a main practice, right? In a way that they talk about it in greater length with regards to lucidity or lucid dreaming, right? And also in terms of working out past trauma, lucid dreaming has or is being sort of getting a lot of press nowadays for dealing with past trauma, especially trauma such as physical abuse, mental abuse, right? Where you are able to deal with. So it will be a very interesting talk, right? As you do know, the Dhamma Center is a non-sectarian Buddhist center, right? So we try to bring together wisdom of all Buddhist traditions in light of helping us deal with whatever it is that we go through. Of course, because I am a Theravadin Buddhist, of course, we have more Theravadin stuff happening, but we identify as a non-sectarian Buddhist center, right? So thank you very much for joining in.
Bhante,
yes.
I didn't get your email.
You didn't get it? You subscribed?
No, I didn't get it. I always check on a daily basis, I check my email.
Have you gone to our website and subscribed to the Dhamma Center?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Long time ago, I subscribed. But you have been sending me emails on other things, like what was sent.
This
but
is
not
the process of MailChimp, which is an automated list, right? To get on that list, you specifically have to go to the website and subscribe. Let me check on that for you.
Okay, I did that.
Right. Right. So, all right. So take care then.
Bhante?
Yeah.
Bhante, next week, what are we going to do on Abhidhamma?
Next
it's
week.
The same continuation.
Next Monday?
We are going to continue, Mala.
Continue, okay.
Bhante, I haven't received an email.
You haven't received? Have you subscribed?
Yes, I subscribed in end of May.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I haven't received any emails.
Really? Pushpa, can you send me your email? You have my phone number? Can you send me a text message with your email? Devika, please, you as well.
Okay.
Text message with your email address. I will check on it. So if
Bhante, what's your current phone number?
It's on the website. It's on the website.
It's on the website.
Yeah.
It's on the website. It's like a public toilet.
Sorry.
Thank you, Bhante.
So I will just put it on the notes. Yeah.
I have got the email, but I don't know whether you put the time and the date in it, or am I missing?
It's on the poster. It's on the poster. It's on the poster.
Okay.
It's on the poster. So,
okay.
All right. So thank you very much. Take care. and
Saranai.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
Thank you.
Thank you.